As soon as the popularity for Uncharted began to skyrocket, a ton of prequel stories and spin-offs were made, such as the now-defunct website called Drake's Trail, and a novel called Uncharted: The Fourth Labyrinth. There's even a motion comic called Eye of Indra, which was included with the Uncharted 2 Game of the Year edition. There was also a motion comic made to promote the first Uncharted, and was simply a retelling of the first few chapters of the game. Eye of Indra is better by comparison because the animation looks much better, and is also a new original prequel story. Speaking of stories, it opens with Nate getting beaten and tortured by a criminal fortune hunter named Daniel Pinkerton, voiced by Fred Tatasciore. This is not the start of the journey, and they jump back to the week before. I usually dislike storytelling like this, but it actually connects really well. They always jump back to the present while slowly showing the events that built up to it, and even sprinkling in a few surprises as we go. So Pinkerton hires Nate to find the Eye of Indra, a red diamond that was one of the 3 treasures of Indra. Since he has the other 2, he agrees to pay Nate for the recovery of the treasure. Shortly after, Nate meets a woman named Rika, voiced by Gwendolyn Yo, who agrees to help him since she is also an enemy of Pinkerton. As the 2 of them investigate, Nate quickly discovers that the Eye of Indra is actually hidden within the Indra elephant statue in Pinkerton's collection, so he comes up with the rational conclusion to rob him. While Nate and Rika plan the heist, Rika calls in a specialist to assist, but this doesn't go very well as it actually turns out to be Eddie Raja, her brother. Awkward. Nate and Eddie have to put aside their old grudges and steal the eye from Pinkerton's safe. This was originally released as a 4-part episodic series before and during the release of Uncharted 2, but now you can easily buy it from the PlayStation Store. The voice cast is very well done and all of the actors play their roles beautifully. The comic book style animation is unbelievable. The shading, the text bubbles, and the close-ups are angled perfectly to feel like a comic book. The movements and expressions of the characters are believable enough to not appear lifeless, and there are even a couple CGI moments that add a nice touch. The characters are still fun. Your new characters have enough personality to be memorable, and the returning cast still maintains their mannerisms. Drake is more obsessed with treasure and wealth rather than moral righteousness, but when you think about it, that was actually the turnaround that he made in the first game when he became more reasonable by the end, and that's a really good attention to detail. The writing is easily the best part because for a short series, you get a well-crafted story with a few twists I didn't see coming. Obviously, I would recommend this if you're really into the Uncharted series like I am, and even though you could be cheap and watch it on YouTube, I would actually recommend buying it on PS3 because you'll definitely get the full experience. It was a great little prequel that I will gladly return to.
Do you mind?
Sorry.
Okay, now that everyone's calmed down a bit, what do you say, Nate?
Well, if Eddie knows, I'm sure all of Jakarta's heard about the plan by now.
Listen, Drake.
Which means, if we're gonna do it, it's gotta be tonight.
Okay.
But I have 2 conditions.
Oh, here we go.
1, you don't bring your ragtag army. We're stealing an artifact, not starting a war, Eddie.
Go on.
2, you follow my lead. Exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.